What are we looking at? I mean, looking at a big bottle, and we know how that could go. This is the 2019 Snow on the Maple Tree. It's an imperial stout. It's a stout aged in maple bourbon barrels. I don't think I've ever even seen this before, but I do like the fact that it is 11.2%. Bottle cap looks something like clown shoes. And because it's been a while since I've actually had a beer to open, I decided to go with something totally serious, and I'm going to use this opener. Got this from my big brother Wade, because he's a totally serious guy all the time. And I have had it sitting out for a little bit because, you know, an imperial stout. Oh yeah, that's pretty weak looking. Here, what I'm about to do is called wasting time, right, Scotsman? We got the gym mode, Firefly. So Firefly, low, medium, high, and turbo. And yeah, it's on. Okay, so it's very dark. And it definitely smells, it smells like pancake syrup. Cheers. Oh, Aunt Jemima just jizzed in my cup. Is that what that would be? I mean, I know the technical term, you know. Hey Google, what's a queef?
According to Mayo Clinic, vaginal flatulence, expulsion of air or gas from the vagina.
Hey, have you ever had that happen to you? Okay, let's get the shit show going. There's a whole bunch. I know. Now normally I've said I don't want to read all the backlog comments because there's already more than enough damn comments. But every time I try to shorten this shit up, I seem to take more slack than if they're extremely long. I mean, there's been a few people, honest. Like, say, Johnny Watson. He's like, yeah, I watch about 37 seconds, and after that, go fuck yourself. I appreciate that, Johnny. Thank you. Have a nice day. Yeah. But these are also going down a little bit earlier. Combination of the other day. Well, I started off today not even feeling like even getting out of bed, but I brought Christine to work. Found out, found out from Greg that it's about a 1% chance that he even has COVID-19, and they just ruled a whole bunch of other things with pre-existing conditions. So Christine's boss is like, I really need you to come to work. But effective as of 8 o'clock this morning in Superior, Wisconsin, is the hunker down and go fuck yourself clause by Evers, and I guess happening about 30 minutes ago, my worthless piece of shit, scum, pit, libtard, douchebag governor was supposedly probably going to follow suit, and I don't know when he's planning on putting that into place. The thing is Christine's job is essential, and my job is actually listed as essential. So, but been working some shorter hours. I just honestly I haven't felt really good, but for some reason when I get home and pour a beer, I feel fucking fantastic. So I missed out on MP Gunther 1 saying I agree, you bought it, it's yours. I never heard that you can't pick up your own brass. Even the public range I go to where we're open, you could pick up whatever you wanted. That seems to be a thing around here. MP Gunther 1, laugh out loud. I'd fuck me. Oh yeah. I should have just showed it to you. It was an app on Facebook, it took your picture and it created the female version of you. Now, just grab a towel or something, because I know it's, well, maybe it's too late. But yeah, so first it took my picture, and then it created the female version of me. Yeah, I'd fuck me too. Actually, I did about 30 minutes ago. I was fantastic. Cobra is here at work. Now these are all on the wrong. This is Operation Super Pickle here. MP Gunther 1, cheers. Oh, excuse me. Joey says I'm here. I'm here for the guns. Works out, Joey. I got my Justin final mission. The build that was. The build that happened because of my friends. I've got my redhead out here. Of course, that's on duty, and I figured I'd just grab a revolver because it's actually it's been too long since I've been to the range with the old Smith & Wesson 686, and it's about time. Oh, and the big bad Russian is sitting right there. No, I'm not talking about the Mosin Nagant. But yes, you are right, Sharky. Joey, still watching. Joey, I'm just wondering how many of these sheep that just bought brand new guns will sell them once the crisis is over. Just curious. This is stuff I think about when I'm bored. Joey, those T6Bs are loaded and on duty. First, okay, I have to say that I was just curious from the time the video went live, because I've had this one pain, it's kind of like a blister that you get between your ass cheeks, and when you walk, that little blister gets rubbed back and forth. I know someone that's that little blister, and I'll put up an eBomi video, and you can just sit and hit refresh and refresh and refresh, and it just seems like nothing. But you guys over here are a lot more tenacious, or the videos over there just don't get, just like a person that was able to get into my analytics and said, oh yeah, YouTube fucks with you. Of course they do. But they, for some weird reason, don't over here. So, Joey, I want to say that the song was 15 seconds in when I hit refresh, and Joey had called first. And upon another refresh, I got bearded CB, and then on another refresh, I got Brad, and then I shut the computer off and went to bed. So Joey was first, and then Multi-Gunman says first STD, and Wade says first lady. And Brandon, Bearded CB, says second. Brad Thomas says first, being third. And then Bearded CB says nice redhead. How you doing? DFC says second, where you're actually fourth. But, don't be disappointed by that. Brandon again, nice brew babes. DFC says third. Sorry. Bearded CB, 2 minutes and 6 seconds, and he takes a sip finally. Now, we've already been over this. The whiskeys, because of the alcohol content, get a longer lead out, and even the Crazy Scotsman, we just had this discussion, Brandon. You must have missed it. Even if I wanted to push the envelope, because this is 11.2%, I would be granted some leeway. On the other hand, if I run like anything over a fucking minute, I get ripped on if it's like a shit beer. Multi-Gunman, can we start drinking now? Yes. Jolson, this video needs more cowbell and shots. Tardisia says more cowbell, less hate. Jolson says real cowbell, laugh out loud. How do you know that that's not a real cowbell, Jolson? I mean, stereotypically, yeah, I've seen them look like that, but This looks like it's, this looks like it could have been hanging on a cow. I mean, how do you know? It's got a nice clapper. Like that snapper clapper. I mean, what's wrong with it? All right. So, what Jolson is saying is he has cowbell prejudice. And I say shame on you. In 3, 2, 1. That was intense. Oh, and shots. Yeah. And what should I do? 357, 762 by 39, 556 or 10 millimeter, or 5.7. We'll just go this route. Gotta go with the black background so you can see the smoke. Ooh, that actually made a ring. See, that's one way to tell if they're alive or not. If you accidentally press that button holding it like this and they haven't been shot, it just shoots right out. But you do kind of get a little dimple to let you know that it's been gunny. J-Dog is here. MP Gunther 1. MP Gunther 1 says top 100. Real Cove Burnout says ho. Ho. What are you? Ho? Gillian, 10th. Gillian, here, cheers. Fu Master 2. It is early. Made it. Mike again. Eric, you need an Everclear hot toddy to clear you up, my friend. Yeah, not really. No. MP Gunther 1. Reference the virus. Looks like Mexico may be hit hard next. Rumor has it. Well, I tell you what. If it hits Mexico, we're gonna see what the words third world country are like. And so help me, please, God, do not make some dumb fuck libtard politician say that the American way would be to get as many of them sick motherfuckers up here as possible so that we can help them. Brandon again, good to hear stores at least restocked. Now we just get to wait and see how much more Dem's gonna stall help to those not able to work. Well, I think something is supposed to happen on that anytime now, as a matter of fact. Well, now, in the past, because I'm in the past. You're in the future. Whoa. Wow. Whew. Have you ever thought about that before? You are actually viewing the past.
That is such fake news.
MP Gunther 1. Stay well, you guys. Boko, no, it doesn't need more cowbell. Gunwild, guess what? Not first, bitches. Din Scourge, no more Rick and Morty pickles? Well, there's already, the super pickle's only this big. The Rick and Morty pickle is like that big. The super pickle is what everybody else would like to put in their butt. Well, maybe not. I wouldn't. But Joey, actually, when Joey saw the Rick and Morty super pickle, I think he had a little push. There was a little tickle in his own pickle. Poco. So I just picked a booger and went to hide it and found a dried up old booger. Poor cat, I wonder how long this booger has been on him. MP Boother 1, you got barking spiders in the basement. I don't know about barking, but they definitely need to bathe or something. They smell like they shit themselves. Poco Loco, my mom got pneumonia, and the piece of shit doctor sent her home when she should have been admitted to the hospital. Sadly, she passed away in, I think, 2002. From that, well, I would have sued the fuck out of somebody. Sounds like our hospitals up here, especially one in particular, because they don't really care about their patients. All they care about is the bills and the building of their hospitals. I mean, shit. Right now, they literally just knocked down one of the latest things that they built, so that they could build some more. Real cold burnout. 19 minutes, 28 second mark. Church is in session. Oh, that's right. Ben N. 27th. Gillian, hello Christine. Get feeling better, girl. I think she's feeling a little bit better. Yeah, it was her coughing. Mike again? Greg, a.k.a. HickDick45, isn't too bad. I watch him all the time. I like seeing what firearms he's going to shoot. Not fond of his son, John. Well, I'm never going to tell anyone who they can, watch and call a friend or any of that kind of funky ass shit. I'm here to tell you, though, I've talked to quite a few people that have met the Turd Hunter in person, and when you walk up to him and nothing mean or anything, you've got a smile on your face, you recognized a YouTube celebrity, and he says to you, and I quote, "Get the fuck away from me." And that's the kind of shit. Not to mention, people like our Justin's Final Mission group, and the fact that we try to. The fact that we try to raise money to stop veteran suicide, and this went all the way back to when you could actually send a fucking message, a PM, YouTube thing. I mean, their bullshit logic that it doesn't get used. Oh, that's funny. Everybody I know uses it all the time. So yeah, send a long message. I mean, don't even put. I mean, I didn't even put it in a video. I mean, I sent them a PM explaining everything that we did in links, and no, on several occasions that happened by several people too, and have never even gotten a single response back. I like to think that if my channel actually got to that point, which I now know it's never going to because of YouTube, The story of my life is John busting through my analytics and going, "Hey, guess what? You got 381 new subscribers last month." Yeah. The bad news is they took away 472. And this is like a monthly thing. I mean, I think. I'm not even sure if I've even in the last 3 years have had forward progress at all. Yet I've seen so many other channels that just, don't even do videos anymore. Maybe that's my problem. Maybe I just need to stop doing videos. Which, as a side note, today is Wednesday, and there will not be a new video going up. I've got things I could do, but between not feeling well and all of the above, it's just, I don't give a shit. I mean, there's the worth value in doing it is in how it makes me feel and the people I get to interact with, and show respects. Like I said, the last one was for the Serpico performance triggers. And like I said, Stephen Bush sent me one. I was impressed with the one he sent me, and I bought one, and they were kind enough to send me two. So, Yeah. I wish they'd send me a whole bunch more. I'd be happy to do more videos for them. Problem is right now, I think I only have one Glock that has a stock trigger in it anymore. Everything else is it's not a pyramid, but it's one that looks like a pyramid. There's a few Lone Wolf Ultimate adjustable. They're a good trigger, but they don't have the cool looks that the Serpico. And the Serpico works really nice, and it's really simple to install. So it's, yeah. If the Lone Wolf offered, if Serpico had the adjustment part of it, there'd be no reason at all to ever get another trigger from a Lone Wolf. The Serpicos are a lot less money and look so much nicer. MP Gunther 1, I like the new cowbells. Jolson, my EDC hasn't changed, but I might have brought a backpack with me with 50 stripper clips, 2 30-rounders, and a 60-rounder with something containing a BCG. Yeah, that was the other thing I have in my add to list for my bug out bag is a gun cleaning kit with like CLP and then an extra bolt carrier. Never know. You just never know. And MP Gunther 1, cheers, but there's nothing open to go to. Stay healthy and live life. David Brown, not last bitches. Harmarsh 2, damn. I'm not 13 today. Need to work on that for tomorrow. No milk, but not good. A week past expiration date. The longer milk is left out of the refrigeration, the shorter the shelf life. Let's check in how many hours to go. Smile Money, on the flattening the curve on coronavirus, you do realize that you are all over the map with your comments. I will just go with my gut instinct. Smile Money. Botten Rugers 5'7", you did it again. Yeah, Botten. As in you went to the store and you bought it. If you buy a lot of things, you could be a botanist. Smile Money, 8 pounds of hamburger family pack. That is 32 quarter pounders. Well, what is it? Only my store does a family pack. See my grandma and my mother always used to buy the family packs because then they'd come home and they'd break it down and wrap it in some cellophane, put it in a Ziploc bag or a Tupperware container, and put it in the freezer. It was the best price per pound was to buy the family packs, and it's usually at least 8 pounds. You know, it's a tray with 4 of the 2-pounders. Matt Davis, what? No beer? Well, eventually. Gunwild, I'm so damn bored sitting at home. I'm about to do something illegal. Shoot in my backyard. Wade says I do that even when I'm not bored. Hey, there's a rule of thumb. Don't start drinking before you get the glass to your mouth. Joey does that all the time. It's just that it's not a glass. Matt Davis, around here the range has brooms to collect or push out of your way empty brass. Well, that's the same with, well, actually most of the places, I think, I don't know because I have not been up to the new range that I am a member of in the summer yet, on the shooting range. The only time I was up there, I was on the rifle range. But if you go up to Dead On, they have one of those squeegee style things, you know, it's like 2 or 3 foot, and then the little ends kind of tilt in, and you're supposed to push the brass from the area where you stand or wherever it ends up behind the range, and you're supposed to push it out onto the range, and there's signs that say do not pick up brass. Again, it says do not pick up brass, so if my brass never hit the ground. Stormy Coyote. Sorry, Stormy. You know, and I would put this out there, and I would even, if maybe not Nate. Nate is just sarcastic as fuck and just doesn't care. But if I had a chance to actually talk to someone of authority that did care, I would simply say, you know, if I can go anywhere and I can buy ammo for the same price as I get it here. Now their prices aren't over the top. I mean, I don't know. It's $22 for 50 rounds of 10 millimeter. Normally, the only time I ever buy ammunition is when I'm at Dead On. I mean, the rest of the time I'm shooting the stuff that my brother-in-law reloads for me. So, and you know, and I have been up there, and David Brown has been up there, and we've, you know, said, hey, listen, I'm going to be testing some carry ammo in my carry gun, and they're like, yeah, go ahead, because we're going to keep your brass. But even to me, I may not be what I would call an official reloader. I mean, I wish, if I had the rest of the supplies and my dies were set back, I would at least be able to do 45. But for me, that brass is still gold because I give it all to my brother-in-law. I mean, it all ends up coming back to me one way or the other. Stormy Coyote, any chance that these lockdowns due to COVID-19 are a nice, convenient way of disrupting mass political protest to unconstitutional laws being passed here in the U.S., Second Amendment related or otherwise? Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, look at once again. As soon as you're hoodwinked here, and we're all being, you know, look over here. You know, less people by far are gonna die from COVID-19 than die from the common flu. But hey, keep looking over here. We better have some mass hysteria. You know, people better go buy all the toilet paper we can. Well, this hand over here is pushing laws through that will make it so that buying ammunition is as, if not more difficult than purchasing a handgun in California. Like I said the other day, I'm almost just like, you know, go ahead, you libtards, go ahead and push it. Go ahead and try pushing it through. I mean, the fuse is already lit. You want to see when the explosion happens? Keep pushing. Just keep pushing. Zeus, I received papers to travel here Monday. Not really needed, though. If things get bad, my boss and I will be deputized since we play in the street and shoot guns together with LEOs already. To everyone, if shit hits the fan, your local sheriff will need good, honest people to help. And maybe very soon. I'm not sure if that's going to be the case everywhere, Zeus. My sheriff is as adamantly against conceal and carry permits as possible. As a matter of fact, the libtard piece of shit could have made conceal carry permits free. It was up to the discretion of the sheriff as to how much the permits would cost. With a cap of $100. So, guess how much they are. Decline 5179. Eric, start a Patreon account. Seriously. You know, I'm not sure how I honestly ever feel about those. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Again, people are able to do what they want, and I would definitely make it the exact same thing that Mr. Holster did. He had 3 different levels: $1, $2, and $3. Actually, there's been a few bigger channels. I want to say that Andrew GY6 vids with like I don't even know. Last time I looked, he was approaching 500,000 subs, and I think his was set up the exact same way. I think his top level was $3. Andrew right now is 789,000 subs, and the last time I checked, he had 375,000. And I don't know what happened to Andrew. There was a thing posted thanking everybody for the well wishes, and I texted him and I said, Andrew, what the hell? Prayers and thoughts for you. I mean, I don't know what had happened, and he just texted me back, thank you, Eric. So I still don't know what had happened. If he had surgery for something, if he was involved in a car accident, slipped and fell at the glory hole meeting Joey. There's no idea. But yeah, a guy coming up on a million subscribers, and he does the same thing: $1, $2, and $3. Wade, lovers of cowbell are really just closet dingalings. Wade, I'm at a point in my life where most of my doctors are either related or about to retire. We took my podiatrist a foot-shaped cake and cookies and absolutely made his day. Scotsman says whiskey. Then Scotsman says intro babe, a hell yes. And then Scotsman says 206, you could really had under 2, but alas, you kept talking. So, unfortunately, there is none of the flasks with anything in them except for the 6 that have not been reviewed yet, because I either drank them. I mean, I've never had any whiskey in my life. I either finished the ones that were really good, or I added to the other infinity flask. So technically, this is the worst of the infinity flasks, and the other one, I think the worst thing that I dumped in there, I think well, I guess it was pretty bad. I think it was a 3.5. Everything else was 6.5 or higher. So that means in order to fulfill Scotsman's wishes, I have to go into the collection. Scotsman. Something else I'm waiting for the outdoor range to warm up just a little bit. It's full disclosure, though. There's no way I'm shooting that anymore with the rubber boot. It is not conducive for someone that wears glasses, because in order to actually see a damn thing out of it, you have to be pressed against it. So when you fire the trigger, you end up with your glasses getting spanked by the rubber boot. So next time I'm at the range, it'll look something more like this. Which I'm actually curious to see what the end result is, because so far this has been anything but accurate. It's been like all over the place. Need to feed it with some of the good stuff. Oh yeah, that's right. A squirrel. I wonder where. I do not get it from her. Deweenie. Would you like to hold my Deweenie? You know, I think I'm going to have a little old Cavalier. Small batch wonderfulness. Single barrel straight bourbon whiskey finished in rum barrels. Scotsman. Bourbon. Oof. After having a whole bunch of scotches, you sure picked that up immediately. Smile money. 1% death rate, but 14% require hospitalization. Have you ever been hospitalized for the flu? Pneumonia. And Smile Money, I can honestly say that was an ambulance ride. Smile Money. I don't know if you remember that. They our front of our house was all torn apart because of the construction of the company that walked off the job in the middle of doing my sewer line, and the only way they could get me out of the house was to carry me because I was on the couch, and if you would have walked up to me and looked at me and said, "Eric, there's a briefcase, there's a satchel, there's a sack, there's whatever you want to call it out in your the time it was the Blazer, out in the Blazer, and there's $1 million in cash in there. It's all yours. All you have to do is get up, walk outside, and grab it." Every time I started to lift my head, it felt like someone was running a knife through me. And yeah, they removed me from the house in something called the Mantis, which was in essence a body bag with handles. So I guess you should have seen the look on Mike's face, because he was pretty much convinced that I was dead. But yeah, it wasn't until they got me in the ambulance and they got authorization to do a morphine drip, and at that point I was like, I love you guys. Do we need to go straight to the hospital? Couldn't we go up the scenic North Shore, up Highway 61 for a little while? Maybe we hit Castle Danger, grab a growler, and then come on back. Wow, that Smile Money, that was miserable. So, if you die from a heart attack, traffic accident, stroke, etc., because the hospitals are overfilled, is that included in the 1% death rate? Are they reacting and not giving one strategy to work before they up the ante? I don't know. Never studied infectious diseases. Well, I on face value, that whole idea of just don't mingle with each other. But, you know, good God, it's like I said the other day. You just once, just one time, pretend that you do not have COVID-19 and leave your house. Do whatever you're doing. Go to the gas station. Go to get some gas. Now you've touched the handle. You've entered your information in to the card reader. Maybe you went inside to pay. Now you've either swipe. You know, if you swiped your own card, you still got to answer questions on it. If you pay with cash, you hand somebody some money, already dirty money, and they hand money back to you. If you go in the store and you're like, okay, I'm interested in that container of milk, and you pull it off and you look at the expiration date and you realize that it's only a few days away from expiring, so you put it back. What if the last person that did that had the virus? Go to the grocery store. Again, self-checkout, which I usually avoid because they don't give me a discount for working for them. You go to the regular one. It's a touch screen. You're bagging your own stuff. And my store actually has it so you just lean in and hit this black bumper and it turns the conveyor belt on. The one over in Superior is an actual physical switch that you have to, it's a dead man switch, so when you press it the belt starts moving, and as soon as you let go it stops. But now it's just it was an exercise in like, wow. Just the one day that I decided, the other day when I decided to try to keep tabs on every time I touched something foreign to me. And then you come home and you touch stuff around your house, and then, you know, your kids or your wife, or in Joey's case, your boyfriend comes home, and now he starts touching stuff, and the circle of virus continues. Mr. 27, he said she's got some sweetness on her back end. Yes, it appears she does. Sharky from across the big pond, not my buddy in Vegas. Intro babe nice, brew babes even nicer. AR pistol and MCK at the ready. I pity the fool breaking in tonight while you're watching TV. Sharky, I've got a few Forchetta F2 A4 NATO spec gas masks with a bunch of NBC filters. I used to work at a parent company and we found a bunch of boxes of those masks when retiring an old server room at HQ. The sea-level boys ordered a ton when the bio-attacks were a threat to London years ago. We divided them up amongst us techies. I should wear one of those and white painter's overalls and run around shouting, "Where the fuck did he go?" Well, that may be paramount to yelling fire in a loaded movie house, but that still would be funny. EMT Rail fan, the Double Mint twins. EMT Rail fan, your story about Sam is what I meant a few reviews ago about germs being good for people. Your body learns to fight the germs. When you block the germs out, they mutate to a way worse monster to get around the antibiotic shield that we have introduced into society. Look at all those antibiotic resistant crap that is out there now, like MRSA, C. diff, etc. And last but not least, the other, well, not really Sharky, Shark ZF6. I see Captain Kirk is trying to sneak up on those two boob babes that are touching each other on the second screen there. I always loved that guy. He was truly my role model growing up in the 70s. Oh yeah. Anybody that would partake in a green bitch is... I mean, there's some antibiotic shit that just can't touch that. Can't touch this. And Shark stands as the last comment. Going to the 2 Hearted Ale Club from the Sunny Slopes long ago, and I'm bringing this with me because it's 11.2%. But we have to talk about this quickly before we move on. Well, Snow on the Maple Tree Imperial Stout, a stout aged in maple bourbon barrels. You definitely cannot miss the maple syrup flavor. If there's any fault to this, is that I'm actually finding it a tad bit too sweet, which would put it in JR10 Desert Gold category. What do they say about it? A vision of a Japanese maple tree weathering a snowstorm. Wow. Aged in bourbon barrels that had premium maple syrup aged in them as well. This beer is a beautiful complement for a winter night. Yeah, it's very good. It's very tasty. It's sweet. It's everything that you would think it would be, especially coming from Clown Shoes. I'm gonna give it a 9.5. I'm not gonna give it a 10. It's just for me, it's kind of coming on as it's almost a little bit too sweet. That's where I'd like to know what JR10 Desert Gold's threshold is for stuff like this. First in the club is Jolson. Jolson says this video needs a basement pop. Are you kidding? On the other hand, is there anything more sexy than a Smith & Wesson, especially with these awesome grips that unfortunately had a mag drop onto them on both sides that I got from Hazman. Something like this, but a little bit beefier, is exactly what I want to do for the 454 Casull. And as of right now, the only person that I've found, there's a gentleman on eBay that must have 5 different grips for my revolver. There's only one small problem. The cheapest set is $325, and the fuck if I am going to pay half of the cost of the gun just to put a set of grips on it. But I have to say, if Ed McMahon called and the party patrol stopped out front, I would definitely do it, because these finger groove grips, and I have to agree with Paul. I mean, if I had the magic wand, everything, that side profile, it would be a set just like this for the Casull, but just a tad bit bigger. And I found a couple. The set that gentleman makes on eBay that I like the most is $425. So, yeah, I think not. And then you guys that always look forward, and JR10 Desert Gold, you'd be one of them, would be the redhead. I need to get this out and have a little bit of fun. I got that Krebs peep sight on there, and for my eyes, that has really been it has honestly been the game changer for shooting this. So, nothing like a redhead. Yeah. It'd be really cool if I actually had a Hogue grip that was in this color, you know, not something that looked ridiculous, but actually complemented it. I do have the original grip that was done up in the blood red, but I can't stand the original grips. And then, of course, the one that started them all, Justin. Justin, you, my friend. Jolson, you're not getting your basement pop. Jolson again. The Sunny Slopes Two-Hearted Ale Club needs more cowbell and a basement pop. Gunwild. Who else lives in an area that's on lockdown? Cheers to all quarantiners. Smile Money. Yep, on lockdown. And one person on my board has the virus, but she is doing well. Mike, Two-Hearted Club Time. Smile Money, are we drinking again? Damn, might need to start a rationing program. Cheers. Well, it's only just one beer. That's just one. It was just one beer, Smile Money. Oh yeah. I'm gonna hit the button one time, and then we're out of here. Smile Money, you got displaced. DFC. Hi E. I'm working through the shelter in place as my company has defense contracts that need to be fulfilled without delay. Well, I won't be sheltering in place, and I don't. Maybe DFC, because DFC is in the hood. He's not in Duluth, but he's in Minnesota. Maybe he watched the news conference. I don't know when our illustrious douchebag libtard fuckstain governor, anti-American, anti-Second Amendment cumspot. I don't know what his news conference was. I tried to see if it was on, but Fox could have, my local station evidently gave a fuck, and they just continued broadcasting the Sean Hannity show. Hitting the button again, and then I'm out of here, which is actually kind of cool. On a normal day, if I would have really had enough, I would have taken at least 1,000 milligrams of give a fuck this morning. I would have just gotten home. Cheers, guys, and stay safe, and make sure to keep looking through the big pile of bullshit called our government.